This is News Recap reaching you from Rulers World Television. I'm Olade Bolarewa. First, the airlines. Tinubu declares nationwide security emergency, establishes United States Nigeria Joint Working Group. Ex-President Goodluck Jonathan returns safely to Nigeria after Guinea-Bissau coup. IGP confirms the call of 11,556 66 police officers from VIP duties denied exaggerated claims. Bago disputes his because on Niger kidnap, says many pupils are already safe. Trump intensifies push for Ukraine-Russia peace as envoys head for high-level talk. Now the news in details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declared a national security emergency in response to the escalating wave of kidnappings, bandit attacks and insurgency across Nigeria. He ordered the recruitment of 20,000 additional police officers, bringing the total to 50,000, and directed security agencies to deploy personnel from VIP duties to high-risk areas, while also deploying forest guards to flush out criminals hiding in remote regions. The president warned that negligence in security operations would no longer be tolerated. In a related move, Tinubu has approved the constitution of Nigerian side of the United States Joint Working Group aimed at strengthening bilateral cooperation on security and counterterrorism. Led by National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, the group brings together top officials from key ministries and security agencies, including the French Interior, Foreign Affairs, and the National Intelligence Agency. The initiative seeks to operationalize agreements to reach in recent in Washington, covering intelligence sharing, counterterrorism coordination, humanitarian support, and early warning systems. Analysts say these training measures underscore the urgency of Nigeria's security situation. While the nationwide emergency demonstrates a domestic, force-driven response to rising attacks, the Joint Working Group highlights a strategic international collaboration to enhance capacity and intelligence. Citizens and security experts are now closely watching how these measures will be implemented, coordinated, and sustained to effectively curb insecurity nationwide. Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has safely returned to Abuja after being caught up with the recent military coup in Guinea-Bissau. Jonathan, who was in the West African nation leading an election observation mission under the African Union, AU, and ECOWAS, was evacuated along with the delegation on 27 November 2025 following the abrupt takeover by soldiers who suspended the electoral process. Speaking on arrival at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Jonathan expressed gratitude to the Nigerian government and international partners for ensuring a safe evacuation. The Nigerian Foreign Affairs Ministry confirmed the safety, stating that Jonathan and other observers were transported on a special flight and arrived in Abuja without incident. The military coup in Guinea-Bissau has drawn widespread condemnation from regional and international bodies, including ECOWAS and African Union, both of which have called for the restoration of constitutional order. Jonathan said return highlights Nigerians' diplomatic coordination and the risk faced by election observers in politically unstable region. Analysts say the event reinforces the importance of regional security cooperation and monitoring electoral integrity in fragile democracies. The Inspector of General Police, Kayode Egbetoko, has confirmed that 11,566 police officers previously assigned to VIP protection have been officially withdrawn and redeployed to frontline policing duties across Nigeria. The recall is part of the nationwide security emergency declared by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes, we have already withdrawn 11,566 personnel. We have given directives for that. I have seen some things posted on the social media, misleading. People are quoting figures. Figures, I don't know where they got their figures. Where they said that 120,000 policemen are attached to private individuals in Nigeria. These are lies. Not true. I don't know where they got their figure from. And that's a figure that's been brandished everywhere. that 120,000 policemen, how many are we in Nigerian police that would attach 120,000 to private individuals?
Addressing the recent confusion on social media, the IGP denied exaggerated reports suggesting that over 100,000 officers have been withdrawn, calling such figures false and misleading. He clarified that the recall aims to strengthen security in high-risk communities and ensure that officers are deployed where they are most needed to combat kidnappings, bandit attacks, and other security challenges. Agbetoku emphasized that the deployment is part of the strategic realignment, in line with the president's directive that no VIP governor, minister, or private individual can demand private protection as before. Analyst says the move free up trained personnel for critical security role by ensuring equitable policing across the country. Governor Umaru Muhammad Bago of Niger State says that the widely reported figure of hundreds abducted from St. Mary's Catholic School in Papiri, Aguara local government, as given by same group, is incorrect. According to Bago, many of the pupils have already returned, and 6 security agencies are still compiling accurate data on who remains missing.
People who even attend the school, who are even students in that school or pupils, are probably not just Christians. It's a mixture. A lot of devil advocacy would say people are trying to take advantage of that situation, to trying to blackmail the country. And this is what I feel. Like this is like an attempt to blackmail or to bring crisis within this country, trying to portray that Christians are maligned or are being treated otherwise. But it's not so. There was an attack and there was scare. A lot of children went into the forest. The school said to me in writing, missing, not abducted. Number of missing students. So they are not certain whether these entire students are with the bandits, nor or are they in the bush. We have opened a register there and we are counting. We have started rescuing some of their children. Some of them have been reunited.
Are you categorically saying that students have been rescued?
Yes.
Because the school told us that students escaped.
In a farm settlement, we rescued 11 people. So outside the last 51 that were declared, additional 11 have been confirmed rescued, and the operation is still going on.
It describes claims of mass abduction as misleading, asserting that some students merely fled into the surrounding bush area during the chaos and have since come back. Bago urged the public to wait for the official confirmation before amplifying unverified numbers. Meanwhile, authorities, including the National Police, have deployed tactical and intelligence units to track down and rescue those still unaccounted for, underscoring the seriousness of the situation whether those kidnaps are few or many. Now in foreign news, President Donald Trump has stepped up his administration's effort to negotiate an end to the Russia-Ukraine war, announcing fresh diplomatic moves that he says tremendous progress toward a potential ceasefire. The White House confirmed that Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, is scheduled to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow, while the United States Army Secretary will hold parallel talks with Ukrainian officials. According to Trump, the plan has been fine-tuned in recent days as Washington positions itself to broker and cause a historic peace deal. However, the proposal remains highly controversial. Reports indicate that the draft framework includes conditions that may require Ukraine to concede control of some terrorists and delay any ambitions of joining NATO, terms that many European leaders and Ukrainian officials have described as heavily titled in Russia's favor. Heavy fighting on the ground also continues, raising doubts about the feasibility of an immediate ceasefire. In the same vein, Trump has linked the renewed peace efforts with broader United States geopolitical strategy. This week, he announced a permanent pause on immigration from what he termed third world countries, following a recent attack in Washington, D.C. He also confirmed that he will visit China in April 2026, while with the President Xi Jinping expected to make a reciprocal states visiting to Washington later in the year. A move analysts says could influence how Beijing positions itself in the Ukraine conflict. Despite the diplomatic activity, neither Kyiv nor Moscow has publicly confirmed any breakthrough, and global attention remains focused on whether the United States-led initiative will produce a viable path to ending the war. That will be all for now on News World Television. For more updates, Visit our website at www.rulersworldtelevision.com and do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rulers World Television, and also follow us on our social media handle, X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Rulers World Television. Thank you for watching. I'm Ololade Bolainwa.